Testing. Hey, it's me. Lipedema vlog update. I just went to my annual checkup with Dr. Perez, who's a cardiovascular doctor and also deals with lipedema. I live in Portland now, well actually West Lynn. I used to travel to see him from Hood River. His office, he goes to two different offices through Providence. One is in Gateway, actually at the Portland Clinic, and the other one is at Bridgeport. I was really nervous about coming to this appointment. Some of my worries were that nothing would come of it, that basically he would say, there's nothing to be done for you. And this is my first annual visit back with him. This is my first annual visit back with him, and I'll see him again in a year. Essentially what came out of the visit that I was surprised about was he doesn't recommend liposuction for most people, although if he were to, I would have to lose enough weight to be down in the no longer in the obese BMI. I'm currently at a BMI of 32 and weigh about 220 and need to weigh at least 180. And the only way I've done that in the past is to go to Overeaters Anonymous, and I haven't been there in a long time. There are pros and cons of Overeaters Anonymous, and maybe I'll make another video about that. And maybe I should not even mention the name of the program. So I'll say it again, that maybe I need to go back to 12-step food programs, and I haven't been in a long time. That's the only way that I have ever lost weight before and kept it off and had support. I've just been working so much that I don't necessarily have the time, but how important is this to me? It should be more important that I take care of myself. I also may make another video about the pros and cons of 12-step for food related issues and physical health. One comment that Dr. Perez made several times was, you have obesity, which half of Americans do, that you live in America, you're no different than most people, and that lipedema is just affecting the way that the fat is distributed on your body. Another interesting interaction that we had that I felt like I understood him a little bit better was I tried to get him to understand my perspective and said, you know, the issue is not so much that I'm overweight, it is the distribution of the weight that makes me feel disfigured. And he stopped me and was adamant that it is not disfigurement. And I at first felt really invalidated, and then I realized that he was actually trying to help me, and he actually said, I don't want to let you leave thinking that you are disfigured. That's simply not what it is. Now, we could split hairs in terms of food, in terms of semantics or word definition, but ultimately I think he was saying to feel better about myself, so I'm going to take it that way. So the options he suggested was going back to a physical therapist or occupational therapist that knows about lipedema, which they are mainly in private practice, that people through Providence or a hospital system are going to know about lymphedema, because it takes extra training, as we know, to learn anything about lipedema. The person I was seeing before, Kathy Holtz, or I think, doesn't take my insurance. She's in private practice. And I don't know that there would be a ton of extra benefit going back for me at I think I'm at level 2, or stage 2. So he suggested getting thigh-high compression, as opposed to, I currently wear either knee-high socks or the kind of legging type that's full leg without a foot. And so he's referring me to a medical supplier, I guess, of that type, and they actually do measurements for you to make sure that you get the right size. I was concerned that thigh high would fall down, and he did remind me about they have silicone at the top, blah, blah, blah. But what also reassured me was I didn't realize you could well, I should have, but that you could get measured so that they would actually fit right. The other thing I was thinking about was maybe the thigh high would hit at the right place to pull in the shelf on my legs. It's more predominant on the left leg. So the other reason I see him is for venous incompetence or reflux, which I have on my femoral vein in the left leg, which is causing the left leg to become a little bit larger, particularly at the top of the thigh where you get that shelf effect. So the final option that he recommended and he put in a referral for to see if I would be covered is a pump. And I said, well, so I don't particularly have the water swelling issue. It's more fat distribution. And I said, well, was the pump mainly for the water? And he said, no, it can actually also help with the compressing the fat, which I'm gonna have to look into that. But so he did put the referral in for that, and we'll see, maybe that will help. Oh, I also wanted to ask, do you vlog, or have you considered vlogging about lipedema? And if you're watching this, would you send me a link to your vlogs and or your recordings, and if you have a site where you're vlogging or blogging about lipedema, would you let me know that too? Thanks.